Hey everyone, this is Tommy. Today what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you about a new way that you can learn and skill yourself up on AWS Cloud. And you can do it in a fun and exciting way. It's called AWS Cloud Quest. And it's a gamification that gives us an opportunity to take the skills that we want to learn and get the ability to apply those skills and scenarios in a gamified way without having to do it in a real world scenario. So it's a little bit of a fun way to do it outside of the labs that you might do in your classroom, and so it gets an opportunity to get you some repetitions into some methodologies and some well-architected frameworks. So I'd like to get you introduced to it in this video, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make a series of these, and we'll go through each one of these challenges, is what they call them, and talk through it and talk exactly what it is that they're asking you to do. Go through the challenge, and then maybe I can help anyone that has any problems with some of the challenges. Now, what I've done is I've already went through all of these challenges, and I've successfully negotiated all of them and gotten all of the badges, so all 6 of them. So I'm hopeful that I can help you with any problems that you might run into. So quickly, I'd like to just introduce you to the game. You'll have to sign up for a thing called Skills Builder in order to get access to the full game. You can get the Cloud Practitioner badge as a free version and a free repetition. So you can go ahead and go through the challenges that are required in order to achieve that particular badge without cost. But if you want to achieve any of the other badges and go through any of the other challenges, you'll need to pay for it. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. As you can see here, what they've done is they've gamified this. And when we get logged in, you'll see that you have a standard method to create your player, create an avatar, make them look like you, however you want to make your player appear. And then you have an interface that allows you to interact with a 3D shaped world, and that's what you see here. You'll see my name up here, and then you can see I've kind of leveled up. As I said, I've done all of these roles. Now we're going to start with that first role, that Cloud Practitioner role, and we'll talk through what is required for it, and then the next video we'll actually do one of those challenges. So a few things that you will see here, it says entering Cloud Isle. This is a gamified area, and each one of these different sections within the game is going to be a different part of those badges. So for instance, there's a machine learning, a security, data analytics, cloud developer, and a couple others. So we'll show you all of those, and then show you kind of the general interface that you go through when you deal with this learning platform. Now, what I really enjoy about this is, again, it gives us the opportunity to just do this at our leisure. And one of the things that you'll find is that when you do things like, for instance, machine learning, you can incur costs really quickly. And so instead of incurring those costs for in your sandbox or in your free account, you can do that with this subscription. So the subscription is definitely worth the $29, I think, is what it costs every month. So would encourage anyone to go ahead and get and join that. I'm not getting paid by AWS to do this. I'm not. I'm doing this. I'm doing this endorsement because I believe in the product. So anyway, that's that. For those of you that don't know anything about me, my name is Tommy Cooksey. I'm an AWS instructor independently. I don't work for AWS directly, but I've been authorized as an instructor and went through the hoops in order to become an instructor on their products. In addition to that, I have, as I said before, achieved all of these badges that has been supplied to you and made available to you through this game. So I love it. I've grown accustomed to using it. It definitely, sometimes as an instructor, the way that it's helped me is, as an instructor, sometimes we don't have the opportunities to get real world experience in every single lab and every single product that we might have to deal with in class. So having the opportunity to have labs that I can lean back on and actually leverage these in order to be able to skill myself up so that I can be able to teach the products back to the users, it's been incredibly valuable to me. So So that's a big value add that I would like to just make aware to everyone before we actually start to get into it. All right, so hopefully that everyone can see why they might want to use this. Again, if you are interested in AWS, if you're interested in getting your cloud skills skilled up, this is one of the great ways to get that hands-on type learning. If you're familiar with the methodology of adult learning that was put out by Jean Piaget, I think back in the early 1900s, I talked about defining the product or the topic you're going to be dealing with, showing it, then doing it, then reviewing it. And we've heard, if I hear something, I forget it. If I see it, I remember it. If I do it, I understand it. And so by doing some of these labs and actually using the products that you hear about in AWS and you hear about what they're capable of doing, but you're not quite sure, what can you do with TensorFlow? What can you do with a random cut forest algorithm, for instance, with machine learning and SageMaker? You hear about it, it sounds sexy, but what can you really do with it? You'll be able to do that here in some of these labs. If that sounds too big of a hurdle to climb, then you may want to take a look at some of these cloud practitioner labs. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go down here. You'll see it says my XR device. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me an opportunity to take a look at the different opportunities or the assignments that are available to us. So there's a knowledge library here. There's also the challenges for whatever role you're going on. Then you can go in and look at the progress for those challenges. You can go in and you can look at the badges that you've achieved. You can collect animals, interestingly enough. So when you go and you'll walk around town and you'll see an animal, like for instance a giraffe or an ape. When you click on it, it'll ask you some questions that pertain to AWS specifically, and if you answer the questions correctly, after you do that so many times, then the animal will become friendly with you, and you can take it, I think, to the zoo. And then we also have, I think that's the last one's going to be your vehicles. It probably should be your vehicles. And I have noticed one thing that I will say that I do complain. Look there, I've equipped my my chariot. It looks like there, whatever that hobby horse. So that's one of the vehicles that you have. I have a surfboard. I have a few other ones. But then you have Player Island. Okay, so then Player Island is where you spend your money that you make as you go on these assignments. So again, we're on the practitioner role. So we're going to go ahead and look at the progress, of course, that we've made on this particular role, and then the different badges that are available. So as you can see here, I've done the practitioner. There's the data analytics, the solution architect, the serverless developer, the machine learning, and then the security. Those are the roles that are available. And then this tells you more about, like, for instance, your reputation, your build level. You can see, of course, the badges. There's the badges that you achieve. You can claim them. You can view them. You can share them. I talked about the pets. As you collect pets, they put them into the farm. And then if you don't have the pet yet, you only have a couple of pets here, you have to find them and then answer the quiz questions. The knowledge library, these again are the different roles, and then this is the challenges or the labs that you have to go through in order to be able to accomplish that particular level of a role, right? And so to reach that hurdle, you have to complete the challenges, and once you've done all of those, then you pass. So it's pretty cool. Then in addition to that, we also have these additional challenges where you are collecting there's drones. Actually, I didn't mention that, but there's these little drones that you see flying up in the air, and when you pull out your gun, I guess, you can shoot the drones down, which is very interesting, because what that gives you the opportunity to do then is by shooting down that drone, you have the the ability to collect cards by answering questions that will be presented to you. The cards will be associated with a particular category. So, for instance, here you'll see, SageMaker, S3 Bucket, Lambda, API Gateway, based on that icon that you see there, and then you'll be able to leverage those cards in this challenge to be able to see how do you fix the requirements. So they'll say, hey, we want to do this. How would I use these products, put these products in the right places in order to accomplish this goal based on this architectural diagram. So hopefully that makes sense. I'll show you that in some other videos. Again, this is just our introduction. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody, and you'll be able to get a quick introduction to Cloud Quest. All right, guys. And then lastly, of course, you have just your options. This is where you can go in and you can just change what you want your game preferences to look like, and then also what you want your accessibility preferences to look like for tooltips and color correction. You can also turn your sound off here in your settings. And I think that pretty much covers everything. It shows you your controls. You can go in here. What your system requirements are, how you can contact support, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick introduction to Cloud Quest. I have received some of your requests for assistance on achieving some of these quests. I would be happy to help anyone. Obviously, my time is precious to me. I can't just volunteer that up to everybody. So if you could be specific on any kind of problems you're running into, and then when I get to that quest, I'll be sure to adjust and answer the problem that you're running into. And if there's a particular quest that you're on and you're running into problems, it's become a stranglehold for you, and you need a bit of help getting through it, and you want me to quickly get to that particular task, hopefully that's something that maybe I can take a look at as well. So again, I hope I was able to introduce Cloud Quest here for you today. That's what our goal was. Hopefully everybody has a good opportunity to go out and take a look at this, get you signed up for Skills Builder, get set up, set yourself up with an account, start working on some of those practitioner labs, and we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll do that first one together. All right, guys, thanks a lot. We'll see you later. Take care.